What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of A Wolf in Geek's Clothing, hosted by yours truly, Wolfson. And with me is my special guest, my compadre, the one and only Mike Phoenix Hero. Let's go! What's up? How's it going, brother? How's it going?
Pretty good.
Man, shout out to you, bro. I just want to say shout out to you, man, for always coming over to the show, man, and kick it with me and just have a nice, amazing conversation with you, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's no problem because it doesn't feel like work. It feels like we're just, chilling, talking.
And that's exactly how I want the whole podcast to feel. We're just chilling and talking, man. We're just talking smack and just bouncing each other's ideas and just enjoy the ride, man. So just shout out. Just want to always give you a shout out and appreciation to always thank you for coming over to the show, man.
You're welcome.
So, man, let's get started, bro, because we got a bunch of topics that we want to talk about. But before we do, let's get over with our TCG talk and locals and whatnot, man. Let's get that over with so we can kick it with some of these amazing topics that we got to discuss, all right?
Okay.
All right. So, off the bat, from locals, it was a good one. I'm not gonna deny it was actually a very good one. I forgot who was my loss. Oh yeah, Trap Trits. God damn it, Trap Trits. I always have an uphill battle with Trap Trits, man. But I still landed 3-1. I made it to top 4. Third place, let's go. Yeah, my rundown was with George on his Cyber Dragon OTK, it caught me off guard, but he definitely bricked. A couple times, and we were just having fun. We were at one point having fun. Trap Tricks. He had game 1, I had game 2, and then game 3 it was all him. It was just like, yeah, it was impossible. Trap Tricks, for some reason, it's just, oh my god. It's always an uphill battle with me. I always end up drawing or losing against Trap Tricks. I never had an easy win against Trap Tricks. And I know a lot of people in the comments are just like, oh, come on, Wolves and Trap Tricks. Really? Rogue? It's like, dog, I'm playing Cashier Earthbound. I'm not even meta. Like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. It's a mid-range deck versus another mid-range deck, like, or a control deck in this case. I don't know. Like, control wins, man. So, but the guy was very nice. He's brand new to the store, and it was his first win, I believe. I believe his name was Javier. Yeah, it was his first undefeated locals. And it was with us. So I was like, oh, dog, I mean, shout out to you, man. And I'm happy that you got it. And he played good. He didn't play anything like, he doesn't know any rulings. Only the rulings were on my side since he didn't know much about some of the cards or the interactions. But he played like a champ, man. He did it. The last round, who did I play? Oh, Matt. Then I feel bad about Matt. Yeah, because Matt definitely did brick game 2, and I beat him game 1 and 2. And I had a horrible dice roll on Saturday. Saturday, I lost all of my dice rolls. So imagine me trying to go Cashbound going second when I draw Heatwave and Graveyard's Inscription. Like, what am I supposed to do with this, man? What am I supposed to do this? I don't know. I hate the fact that I lost all the draws, but I hate the most that I had to drew Heatwave and Gravegiver's Inscription, which they're just supposed to be the go first cards, not the go second. But it is what it is. And then lastly, my first round, I want to say this for last because I gotta savor the sweetness of revenge, man. Oh my god. Our first round, which was a landslide win, game 1 and 2, was against our favorite person, the Inferno Snake Eyes guy. And I took the W twice in a row, bro. And I lost the dice roll on game 1. And I drew a Heatwave. And I still managed to beat him on game 1 and 2. So the best revenge ever. Like, I took it back. I took our revenge. If it wasn't you, it was gonna be me. And we took him down. And Cashbound rules against his Infernois. He just couldn't handle anything. He just couldn't. It was too strong. And most of the time, it was all by simple ruling. Simple rulings and simple knowledge of how to interact with his cards. And I knew most of his choke points. He doesn't know any of my choke points. So as soon as I saw that he let me go off with Earthbound combo, I said, dog, this is it. Like, nah. Dog, nah. Like, yeah, you fucked up there. You thought that by stopping my Kashiros was like, nope. You should have stopped them too. And I just went full combo and I beat him twice in game 1 and game 2. Oh my God. With 7 minutes to spare. 7 minutes to spare. In my head, I was over the moon. But in reality, I was like game face. It's like, yeah. It's like, yeah, good game, man. Good game. Yeah, absolutely. Good game. Bro, before, during, and after the games, I was just so dry to the guy. Like, I didn't even want to interact with him at all. I was just like on my thing. And you can tell because I was just like not looking at his face the entire time. The only time that I looked at his face was when we were playing. Other than that, I didn't even want to acknowledge him. I didn't even want to play with him. I didn't just, nah. So the victory that won me over the first round was just like the first of many. And I was just like, all right, I can retire Cashbound for now. I fulfilled my purpose. Now this week, if I come over, I want to try out the Dynamorphia branded version that I was playing just for shits and giggles. Honestly, I'm not trying to look for top or everything. I'm just doing it for shits and giggles. Again, like I told George, I'm just playing bullshit. I'm playing bullshit decks, bro. Like that's until we get next week the sneak peeks and the official release of Legacy of Destruction. Until I get the Tempai Dragons, which we'll talk a little bit briefly later on. Until we get them, I'm just gonna be playing bullshit cards. So this week, I'm just gonna have fun, Dynamorphia, and I don't care if I go against the guy and I lose to the guy. That's fine. That's fine. No problem. I managed to prove that I can beat this guy and his deck with my own cards and my own pace. That's it. And if I beat him again with Dynamorphia, I'm the king of games. I'm sorry, I'm the king of games. So our locals last week was fun. I enjoyed it. A lot of interesting players. A lot of people came over that we didn't saw returning and different decks. It was just a variety. That's what I love about our locals. There's not that much of a meta per se. Probably like 2 or 3 players, including the Inferno guy, that are playing meta cards. But outside of that, everybody's just going there to have fun. Like nothing is like, yeah, strictly for this or having a potential Fire King meta deck or something like that, you know? So it's a very open locals. And I'm happy, you know, and I'm happy that I made it top 4. Again, 3 weekends in a row that I've gone to there. 3 weekends. Let's keep it going. So yeah, I just got excited for that. That's all I'm going to say. That's my recap. Tell me all about yours and tell me what happened to Kashira Snake Eyes.
Because that's the first thing. Because playing Kashira Snake Eyes.
Yeah, because
game
sure it was something. It was something.
Yeah.
But I want to know what happened to you.
Game 1 was against Jakari, and he switched up his deck from Snake Eyes. He was playing Snake Eyes, Volcanic, Fire King.
Oh shit! What?
And then he switched up to Goblin Riders.
Oh, so that's why he was asking for that Goblin Rider entrance card.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't click it.
That with the armored XCs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The small XC armor package. Yeah.
Yeah. So game 1, I forgot who got it, but basically, like we both were like, this is our first time physically playing this deck. So, like we were messing up. We're like, just take it back. It's fine. But it's like I got game 1, he got game 2, or honestly could have been the other way. And then game 3,
right?
I put in Spooky Dogwood, Ghost Mourner.
Ooh,
Ghost Mourner. 3. Yeah, put in 3 of her, and then a Guelph dragon, the Link 4 that burns for 100. We go into game 3, and I get to. Oh, I'm going.
Wait, is that the Link 4 with free K?
Yeah, that has like 4 effects.
Yeah, that's a worm, right?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. That's an old Link 4.
Yeah, but you play because like if you can go into Link 4 with Snake Eyes, it's guaranteed 100 burn.
Yeah.
He went first, so I assume I won game 2. So he went first, set up a board, and then I was doing stuff, and then I really messed up my combo and I couldn't go into it. But then he asked me like, "Oh, what are we trying to do?" So I showed him, but at the end of the day, I was like, "Nah, like I messed up." So like even if I burn you, like it's I messed up. So we just call it a draw.
Mm-hmm.
Game 2 was against Red Dragon Archfiend.
Oh,
which was not.
Yeah, that was not a pleasant match, and I heard it all the way from my table. Yeah, was it with you? Was it?
No, it wasn't a. No. Sorry, it's not the guy. It's not the adult. It was the teenager.
Oh,
There's 2 people playing Red Dragon Archfiend. Yes, I was fighting the teenager.
Oh, this kid, the kid that had his dad at the back.
Yeah.
Oh, got you. Okay, go on.
Yeah, he also plays Red Dragon Archfiend.
Oh, how's that go?
He used to play Fire King. He knows his combo, but I just open nuts, I guess. Because like he tried something, I'm just like droll. He's like, okay, I was like, sorry, like. But then he was telling me he drolled someone last game too. So he's like, no, I get it. I was like, yeah, I mean, you're supposed to play the best cards you can. And then he went to game 2.
Right.
And he was very scared of Evenly. I'm sorry, he was very scared of Nibiru.
No.
Because I showed Matt. Matt was next to me. I showed Matt my hand. And then Matt was laughing. And he's like, I guess you have Nibiru, blah, blah. I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't have to tell you what I have, but I'll be honest and just tell you I don't have Nibiru. And so he was like, oh, you can't lie to me. I'm like, I'm not lying to you. I don't have Nibiru.
I mean, so then technically, we can. It's not a lie, but we don't have to share you. I can just say, oh, I may have Nibiru.
Yeah.
I may not. We don't know. We'll see, I guess. All right.
Yeah. I guess the response would be like, I can't tell you private information.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's a kid. I don't care. Like, right. I was like, do your combo. It's fine. Like, practice your combo. Kind of. That was my mindset.
Yeah.
And then when he said like end the main, I was like super Nibiru, and he's like, what? I'm just kidding. Still super Nibiru. I was like, yeah. It activates after 10 summons actually. And then so then he passed. I draw it. I'm like standby main. I'm like draw standby main battle, and the battle. He's like, what? I'm just like, hold up, evenly matched. And then he's like, oh my. So then we had to explain it to him how it works. Because I was like, I keep one card, you keep one card. Mm-hmm. And then he kept
the beefy guy, the red supernova dragon.
I think he kept an imperm, a set imperm. Nani? And then that because he didn't go into that monster you're talking about. I don't know what he went. He went to like another red dragon archfiend. I was like, okay. And then I'm like main phase 2. I'm like cyclone. I'm like cyclone her face down. That's why I knew it was imperm. Rafa's gone. He hates me because I used to beat this kid. Yeah, so I just had a clear board, and then he was like, I got all my monsters set up, and then he's like, oh, you got it. I'm just like, technically I don't because I already used my battle phase. Because right. He was like, oh, you have like enough damage on board. I was like, yeah, but I can't battle you anymore.
Yeah.
So we passed. He did some summoning stuff, and yeah, and I just won it. But I think game 1, I remember it was game 2. I think it was game 1. Like he had like a monster on field, and I just like pushed it back to spell and trap, and then my turn I just like summoned it on my field. One of his red dragon archfiends.
Fire.
Because people don't realize it's like it summons to like my field. It's not the owner's field. So.
Oh my god! You obliterated this guy.
Yeah, I felt bad. And then
you tend to go against players that they're like, oh, gee, gollies, I'm excited to play against you. And you're like, fuck, bro, I'm gonna.
Yeah, and that's when I don't break. That's when I don't break and I get like the craziest hand ever. But then when I go up against like my worst matchup, it's like you're gonna break, and they're gonna have every hand trap and all their 1-card combos.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I was like, I opened nuts against him. But one thing was annoying. I guess he's a kid, but it was whatever. But like every time I played a card, he kept like talking about the price of my card, and I was because I actually Bonfire. He's like, oh, that's a $60 card. I'm like, yeah, and
I don't know what you got you. Okay.
Yeah. Like, I don't think it was trying to be rude, but it's just like annoying because it's like, yeah, I know how much I paid for my own card.
Basically an echo.
Yeah.
Yeah. For every card that you play. Every card you play is like, Bonfire, that's $60. Wanted, I'm like $100. Diablessa, that's $30. It's like, okay, thank you for letting me know what the price is. Yeah, I don't need to be reminded how much I spend on these cards.
Not even that. I mean, I kind of get it because it's like, I guess he's a teenager, doesn't have a job, can't spend a lot of money on. Because I think he's playing the structure deck, right? So it's like, yeah, I guess it feels kind of bad when you're losing to like a credit card, right?
Yeah, basically.
But it's like everyone's gone through that. When I was a little kid, I used to play just heroes, like vanilla heroes, and people were playing like all the expensive, Cyber Dragon, all that stuff. So it's like, it's just a cycle, I mean, it's like you play what you can get, but you're supposed to like
I agree.
Move up in life so you can afford,
even at that time when I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh, I was still a teenager. I was around junior high to high school, around there when Yu-Gi-Oh was around, when I started playing like tournaments. Bro, everybody had the play sets of Mirror Force, play sets of Regekis. At this point, when I started playing, we were by the fourth core booster set, the Pharaoh Servant. Past that point, everybody had, the free skill Dark Magicians, the free Archfiend soldiers. Like I usually only had the one Regeki, the one Mirror Force, the one Jinzo. People were playing free Jinzos, one D-Mog. Everybody had free D-Mogs. So yeah, at that time, I was just playing one-offs and I was just going buy for whatever I can get, My deck was just a beatdown deck. It didn't even make any sense what I was playing, but it was what I could afford. So yeah, I feel it. I wish there were cards back then that are like as good as competitive as the structure decks that we're receiving right now. Because the structure decks right now, all you need is free structure decks, and you can play any locals on a local level. And if you know your cards and you know the lines and you know when to interact, then you're good to go.
And then game 3 was against Matt. Once he summoned the vanity card, the one that like neither player can special summon, I was like, that's it. I don't have a normal summon. Like, I mean, sorry, if I normal summon Ash pass, like I already lose.
Yeah.
And then game 2, I go first. And then I messed up bad, but I'm like, I messed up and I'll never forget this mess up. So I go like summon Fenrir, right? Like special summon Fenrir. And I'm like, I'm trying to play around Droll. So I go normal summon Ash. Ash grab Poplar. Sorry, Snake Eyes Ash. Snake Eyes Ash. And then Surge Poplar. And then I'm supposed to trigger effect summon Poplar. And I'm just like, yes, I got Poplar. So I'm just like, ignition Fenrir to search Unicorn. And I'm like, no, I just missed timing. Yeah, just because I was just excited that Matt didn't say Joe and Lockbird. So I just like messed up. But he's like, gonna take it back. But I was like, no, I need to learn. Like, if I mess up, I mess up. But I had set 2 Cyclones. I'm like, set 2. And then he goes, starts his turn and he activates the field spell that acts like Golden Sarcophagus.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Cyclone? He's like, okay. And then he goes Golden Sarcophagus. And I'm like, on activation, Cyclone. And then he goes, second Golden Sarcophagus. I'm like, bro.
What the
fuck? I'm like, I don't play 3. I don't. Even then, that doesn't guarantee I would draw 3. But I was just like, you basically got it. Then he so he did some stuff, and then he put the rank A Fire King that is a Raigeki. So he destroyed my Fenrir and my my Fenrir and I had a Linker Evo. That's what I did with the Snake Eyes Ash was Linker Evo. Because I was like, okay, hopefully I can just tribute it and then bait one of his attacks with Fenrir. But he just blew everything up. Since I already paid 2,000 for the Cyclones, he had that, and he had the one Horus card that's like can't be destroyed unless it's like targeted. So like he just got to keep it because it's like Raigekis don't work against it. So he had 6,000 on board like easily, and then he just attacked. And I was like, okay. I was like, then he bricked to you, bro. I'm like, how come Matt can't brick to me?
Oh my God, because I was just going nuts. Me and Matt's match were literally going back and forth because he stopped me and my combos. I stopped him. And then when he didn't realize what one of the Earthbound cards does, it was like, shit, okay. And he had his field spell, so if there's a field spell, my Earthbound Groundkeeper cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So I just got that, and it's a tuner, level 1 tuner. So all I need is just slap on another monster, so I could just synchro off, and that's it. And I just drew the cards for it and went off, and I just basically banished all his cards, like any cards that he had on the field. I just banish, and I just attack. And then the last game, he bricked hard. He only had one card that was probably gonna be the only fit that will save him to do combo off, and I hand trapped him. And then he said, "Well, I got nothing else to do," and that's how I got the match. But
then game 4 was against Vale.
Oh boy,
he was playing generators.
Game
Monarch, 1, I got it. Game 2, dude, I don't know what happened on Saturday. My brain was cooked or something because I try to play. He goes first, and then like he goes like skill drain.
Oh,
and I'm like, yep, because like his generators all tribute for cost. So what his plan was just tribute it like itself, and then do the effects on me. So I was like, and then the whole time I was just like, dude, why didn't I put Mecha Phantom Beast in my extra deck? And guess what was in my extra deck the whole time?
So you're saying that you could have actually done Mega Phantom Beast effect, detach, pop, and that's it. Keep it going.
I literally was so, I don't know why, but like I kept thinking it was a different card. I kept thinking like, because for me, the Mega Phantom Beast, I was just only using it for token generation. So I was like, oh man, next time I'm going to take out this token generator and put Mega Phantom Beast. And then I'm like, after the game, I'm like, wait, the token generator was Mega Phantom Beast. And I'm like, I would have won it. I would have out his skill drain and won. Because I had Fenrir Ash. And no, sorry, I had like Unicorn Birth and Ash, and that's when he activated skill drain. I'm like, but I had the Above Star. So I could have just got rid of the Ash and then gone into it. And then, you know, like you said, like tribute itself to get rid of skill drain.
Right.
But I was just so annoyed because the whole time I'm just, I don't have an out for this. So this was like the slowest game ever because like we were both playing under skill drain. But then eventually like he just got enough on board to just pop his own skill drain and then just like attack me for game.
Right.
And then like there's 10 seconds on the clock. And then we were just like, I don't have enough time to side. We don't have enough time to side. So it's a draw. Because I told him, I'm like, I have to side because I have cards to gain life or burn you. So and since I lost, I'm going first. So I was like, yeah, like I need a side to win, but we just call it a draw. But what's funny was so game 1, I kind of forgot to mention. Game 1 with Jakari, game 1, he evenly matched me. I'm like, wow, you evenly matched going blind. And he set up his board, whatever, and then I Kurikara him. And then it was just funny because he had what was it? Anti-Zeus in the graveyard. And Kurikara can just like get it and special summon it. So like now he had to play against his own like floodgate. So I thought that was pretty. So I'm like, yeah, Kurikara is broken. Like people still don't respect it. Yeah, they respected it during like cashier format, but I'm like, I just let people use all their effects, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna tribute everything away. I'm like, and the tribute is the cost. So like, even if you somehow have to negate the summoning, like the cost still has to go through.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, people do not respect it. But yeah, I think I would have had game if I summoned that Mecha Phantom Beast, I probably would have won. And probably would have topped. Because I would have been like, oh no, probably not top. Because I had one loss against Matt. I would have been 2-1-1. So probably not. But yeah, it was just annoying that like, I don't know what happened Saturday. I was just like not playing. Like the first game against Chicago made sense because that was my first time physically playing it because I've been just practicing on a simulator a lot.
Right.
But that game against Vale, I'm like, I probably should have had it if I just didn't forget I had that card.
Right.
In my extra deck. I'm like, I literally added it for that reason. And I literally was like, oh my God, that's my skill drain now. I can't believe I like didn't put it in.
Right.
It's like it was in the whole time. Like
oh, congratulations.
Yeah,
you played yourself.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
But that was my locals. I think next week I'll probably do better.
Yeah. I feel
not like getting the feel of it.
You're coming over this week?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't have to prove anybody anything anymore. I already did it by beating him on the first round, and at the top of that, I had third place, so I was above him on the topping scale. So I was like, yeah. I already took our revenge from both of us, man. I feel like again. This is something that always happens with you, bro. Every time you pull up a tech card or choose a variant, everybody wants to play it now. You say now you're going, oh, let me go Kashira Snake Eyes. I just sent you 2 pictures from MCO 40 saying that there's people playing now Kashira Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Now everybody's gonna be playing Kashira Snake Eyes? Is that now that's where we're going?
To be fair, George told me to play that like months ago. And I was very like, I used to think Shifter is such a good card that like I didn't want to.
Oh, Shifter is a strong card. It's just it was more of a prove Travis wrong that oh yeah, you put anything on Kashira, it's still gonna be OP.
Yeah.
Well, I hope to see you again with your Kashira Snake Eyes, man.
I think I'm gonna keep playing that until I don't know when. And it really just depends on the meta,
right? Is there like now that Legacy is coming very soon, like in a few weeks? Is there like anything in particular that you're actually hoping to get, like next week's sneak peek or the following week on its release? Like, is there anything in that set that you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get some of these cards, or you're just like, whatever I can get?
I think U-Bell stuff.
Oh, okay, so you want to try to play the U-Bell cards, the U-Bell deck?
Yeah. Honestly, it really depends on the ban list and the fact that we don't have it. It's like, because if they don't kill Snake Eyes, right? Like, Tempai is cool, but I think it's like it's dropping in OCG because people are just playing counters to it,
right?
But like with Snake Eyes, it's like there's no real counter other than like summon limit or like
yeah, and or
stuff like
Dogwood
that.
Or Dogwood. I Dogwood the shit out of what's his name? I forgot his name. And he
Dean,
yeah. I Dogwood the shit out of him. That was hilarious. I was like, well, yeah, like he needs 3 turns for it to kill me. Good luck on that under 5 minutes left of the game. Yeah, summon limit, Shifter definitely helps because they need their graveyard. Dogwood for sure. I still don't understand, even today's meta, how is it that nobody's playing Dogwood other than us and locals? Like, we all know what Snake Eyes can do if you let them off. Dogwood is literally your game time solution. Like, if you know you're not gonna win, then you at least Dogwood them. And now they have to force itself to special summon. And the perfect timing to do the Dogwood is when they use Popular's effect to special summon, because you just Dogwood and they have to special summon.
They have to, yeah.
They have to. Now you don't risk yourself of losing half of your life points. If they decide, like, I don't want us to special summon or anything, but that doesn't matter. So I don't know. In my perspective, I still am kind of shocked as to why nobody plays Dogwood. Do you think it's because Dogwood is unnecessary when they have other cards, or nobody cares about Dogwood? Like, what's your intake on that?
I think it's just like no one, like, cares and rather have something consistent, because it's like you have to hard draw Spooky Dogwood.
Yeah, but you have to hard draw summon limit as well. You can frost summon limit.
Well, are you saying to win in time, or are you saying to counter Tenpai? Which one are you?
Oh, to counter Snake.
Or to counter Snake Eyes.
I guess both.
Oh yeah, okay. I guess for burning, like you have to hard draw Spooky Dogwood. That's why I'd rather play a card that can just burn.
Like Ghost.
Like you typically want to play like a Link monster, right? Like I'm playing a Guav Dragon because it's like all my one card starters can lead me to a Link 4, so I want to do that. But I also play Spooky Dogwood, for the opposite of burning. Let me just gain life. But I guess for a counter, it just slows down the game state because I assume you're not going into time. You're gonna gain all these life points, but like I still have my board set up. So then the whole game plan is gonna be like, I'm just gonna like keep interrupting you for 3 turns until I have enough to beat you. Because it's like I can guarantee a win. I just have to like interrupt you 3 turns. So I think it just slows out the game state for like both players. And I think it's not useful in a game where like you're limited to time, because 3 full turns is a lot of time.
It is a lot of time. I guess then at that point, I'll just use it for a game free. To a game free and make sure like I keep the victory in all this. Like I'm not gonna lose at all. Like whatever happens, Or even game 2, if you're already like down to time and you're like, fuck, there's only 5 minutes and you're still in game 2, then you're like, okay, Dogwood. Like I guess Dogwood will be great for game winning decisive moments on time, either draw or win, I don't know. I guess, but summon limit shifter, definitely OP cards. I do not see any of those cards getting banned. Anybody in the internet who thinks shifter and summon limit will get banned or limited, you are smoking the crack.
They didn't hit it when Kashtira was tier 1 and abusing it. They're not going to hit it when a tier 4 Kashtira, tier 4 Flow is abusing it,
Yeah, exactly.
That's my logic behind it.
And my logic. My logic goes behind our these are what was the term? Card depending formats. Like these cards are only depending on certain formats. Like I remember when triple tactic talent came about, I thought it was OP. I thought it was good and the interactive of it. At the time it came out, the format was in a weird state that talents was not even good at all. So I offload those so I can get my droplets, because at the time droplets was definitely a format dependent card. But then 2 formats later, everybody's now having talents, because I guess that's when tier limits became a thing. And now everybody's like, holy shit, we need to have talents, because tiers on your turn, talents is like OP. And there's like little comment sections down there. Oh man, talents is way too strong. We need to ban it. We need to limit it. I'm like, really?
Every time I have talents, it's a break in my hand.
Same.
So my opponent won't do anything.
Same.
Or they activate like spell cards, and I'm just like, please activate a monster effect.
Yeah. So for those people who have that weak mindset, you guys get the button, bro.
Congratulations. 100%. You played yourself.
That reinforced me like how big of, I don't know if people really are stupid or they just don't know how to read. I really don't know. I'm indecisive, because it wasn't until like you mentioned me the stuff that you were telling me the other day about TikTok about certain cards and the explanation for it. I was just like, read the fucking card. What? Yeah. Lava Golem is the best remover ever, on top of kaijus and whatnot. I'm
like I said, like in certain decks, like Kashira, because you don't need normal summon.
Exactly.
But, like, there's a reason why like most deck profiles for like the top decks don't have Lava Golem, because like I got rid of 2 things, but I can't normal summon to do my combo.
That's why Lava Golem makes sense for Kashira and Labyrinth, because those 2 decks don't really need the normal summon. People say, oh, but what about normal summon this? Like, dog, have you read Labyrinth cards? They can activate their trap card in the same turn they set it. Welcome, Labyrinth. Big welcome, Labyrinth. They got their cards. They can combo off now. They don't really need normal summon. If you put Lava Golem Floandery's deck, it kills the deck. Like it kills your go second. Like Flo can't, because Flo relies on normal summon. If you already normal summon by using the effects of Lava Gun, then you're done. That you can't do anything.
The worst part, I don't even think they're kids, bro. I think they're grown ass adults that
without a brain, I guess, because those. All right, but moving on from that, because if not, it's gonna give me a brain aneurysm. Just thinking about it, it'll just boil my blood pressure. Yeah, cards that are coming next week. I mean, with the ban list, I'm still in the fence that Konami is just gonna give a slap in the wrist. Fire in total, like either Fire King or Snake Eyes or both or one or the other. They're gonna give a slap in the wrist. I don't think it's gonna be like a murder ban list, because they need to sell this set, and this set has the new Snake Eyes the Bellstar card. That's like the bigger version of Popular. It's a free special summon, so it's a free extender.
Yeah.
They need to sell that card. So they can't just go ahead and kill Popular, because once you kill Popular, the whole deck is dead. Popular is like the turbo card, the one starter card that goes nuts, So I feel like they're just gonna slap on the wrist by hitting the consistency cards, like having Snake Eye Ash to 1. Popular, I don't think they're gonna do anything, but the Wanteds, I'm pretty sure they'll have it to 1, because it's a ridiculous card. It's a free draw search, like it's all around a broken card, So if they're gonna do on the Snake Eyes area, it's gonna be Ash and or Wanted, and that's gonna give people to like, okay, now I need to have Bonfire, like I need to buy Bonfire, and people are gonna offload their Wanted, so it gives other players to get Wanted. And the Fire King, I guess, like the monster. If anything, the Avram, the monster negate, it's an old card. I feel like that's probably the only card that I know that can potentially see a ban list. Like it will be bad. That's the closest thing, because that's an old card, and we know Konami don't like old cards to be like this consistent in this game. I feel like that's gonna be a slap of wrist. I don't think this ban list is gonna be a big deal as well. It's just gonna give a check to Snake Eyes and Fire King and whatnot. Just give a nice little check. And after this ban list, the next following ban list, I guess in the summer, I feel that's the one that we're gonna see a lot of changes. That's the one that they're gonna butcher decks and kill decks overall. That's the one that I feel like there's gonna be a meta impact.
I think the ban list coming up is going to be the type where they, like you said, not kill the deck, slap on the wrist, but then they're going to unlimit cards so you can fight the meta with old strategies. Because that's what they did with Tearlaments when they unlimited Macrocosmo and Fissure.
You're right.
They were like, oh, have this to 2, but like here's every like graveyard floodgate, have fun. And I was like, yo, I need that for my Kashtira.
Yo, you're right. Yeah, you were easily with floodgates all around. That is true. So
that was right after Darkwing Blast came out. So that was like, there was not the full Kashtira support. And I was like, 3 Fissure, 3 Macro, 3 shifters, like
that was
to fight Tearlaments.
Before our Rise Art, you're right. You're absolutely right about that. Yeah.
So I honestly see Meow Meow Mew coming off the list.
Yeah. Oof.
The prank kids. I see Zodiac because TCG and OCG already like started like taking them off. And then against Fire King, against Fire decks, I can see them taking off the Wind Barrier statue.
Interesting.
If they do that, that's it's done. I'm going back to Kashtira and just putting the Wind Barrier statue.
If they're gonna come up, I disagree with everybody say, oh, they're gonna kill the floodgates. No, they need Summon Limit and Anti-Spell, because it's the best cards to counter Snake Eyes. Once Snake Eyes gets killed on a certain battle list, Summon Limit is not gonna be that great overall. But if they're gonna come up some cards, I feel like again, I'm coping, but Colossus is a card that can come
Colossus
back.
can.
Colossus, I hear everybody in the comment section or in other places, bro, Colossus is broken. It's splashable. It's like, sure, but not that many decks are, splashing that
Playing
much.
in the OCG,
Yeah. And
or, I think it's legal in Master Duel, is it not?
It's legal in Master Duel. It's limit to one. It's limit to one. But are you gonna play the one card Garnet, for it to pull out Colossus? Like it's a Nemesis card. And are you gonna really play a whole Nemesis package just so you can play Colossus and draw and lockboard your opponent? Like,
yes.
Sure, but then it becomes
I will.
It made sense for our decks when it's cashier cards that we can just banish and we can activate our Nemesis cards. Makes a lot of sense, 100%. But if you're playing a deck that that doesn't rely on banishing and it's not that big of a deal on banishing, then having that package, you rather go off with either deck lockdown or draw and lockboard at that point. Like having Colossus is just too much, and it will become a brick, And reminder everybody, you need to activate a Thunder card for it to pull it off. Otherwise, it's a brick in your hand. It's a brick. It's brick in your hand.
Yeah, it's a brick.
So I don't mind Colossus as a way to like respond to draw Lockbird, Snake Eyes. Other cards that I feel that they should unleash. Yeah, I'm agree with Zodiac and Meow Meow. Like I feel like they should just follow the OCG. Just follow the OCG. It just makes sense. I don't know what other cards I feel. I feel like more Orcus. Just release Hard Power altogether and just have Orcus full power. What's Orcus gonna do right now? It's like it didn't do much. It made an appearance, but it wasn't like, oh my god, we need to kill today. Like, calm down. I don't know. We'll see how this Banlist goes. Next week, sneak beats. I'm eager. I'm excited. We'll talk about it next week or the week afterwards. If you pull Tenpai Dragons, bro, please offload it to me, man. Offload it to me.
Bro, I thought you wanted me to play Tenpai Cash. You literally sent me the video.
Never mind. Never mind. All right, go play Tenpai Cash. You're right. You're absolutely right. You'll go ahead. But if you're never gonna use them, just Konami play themselves when with the recent announcement of Legacy of Destruction. They announced some of the cards and the rarities before the announcement of the archetypes.
Congratulations, you played
like
yourself.
Wow, okay, like we're off to a good start. And the beautiful thing about it is that I saw one of the Tenpai Dragon cards, and it's a super, and it's the boss monster, a super. Granted,
that's good.
It's a one-off. Normally, it's a one-off. I see a lot of deck lists that plays two. I feel like if you already had Trident Dragon and you have that one, you don't need two of those. But if you don't have Trident Dragon, then sure, have two of those. But it's a good indication. That means that Tenpai is not gonna be. I mean, Konami can pull a fast one on us, and they have before. They fooled us with Promethean and Popular because we thought they were gonna be secrets. They ended up being ultra rares. But I feel like Tenpai is gonna be. It might be a budget deck. I feel like the most expensive cards that Tenpai will have will be the Rhoda, which is normal or special. Yeah. So it'll be the Rhoda. It'll be the Field Spell, which is cracked. I feel like that one's gonna be in the secret category. And then the Quick Play, which is an E-Telly on Battle Phase. It's an E-Telly on Battle Phase. So it's like, I feel like those are the three main cards that are gonna be expensive. I see them as more of the ultra slot. The field will be secret, and then the rest of the cards is gonna be supers and commons. Like I don't feel like it's gonna be expensive. If they show me that the boss monster already is a super, then this will indicate that the rest of the card engine itself will be affordable. Yeah. And if I see that, bro, if Konami says that Tenpai is not gonna be that good, and then just put everything on ultras and supers, that I'm like,
gotcha, bitch.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll probably have a higher chance of pulling them off in the sneak peek than I will in the original. We'll see how it goes. The other cards I'm looking for it'll be the Centurion support, I guess. And because you can play under Shifter. Now you can play on a Centurion deck, you can play Shifter now, and you can still
my favorite card.
yeah. So broken. The Rika, which is now named Ragnar Rika. That's the official title of their TCG name. I'm still gonna call it the Rika cards because Ragnar Rika is just way too long for me to pronounce it. Yeah, the Rikas are like, yeah, I want to get it, but I feel like I'll get it later. Right now I want this Centurion and Tenpai, but this will get it later. So that's pretty much it. I saw new reveals from support for Infinity Forbidden. We got more of the Snake Eyes, the Diabell Star lore.
Yeah, archetype, the Whitewood.
Yeah, some of those, yeah, the Whitewoods. Some of those synchros, I feel like the deck itself is good, but it's not good enough yet. I feel like it's still missing something, and I feel like those synchros are gonna be used more of a toolbox more than like, oh, it's gonna be its own deck. Like, nah, it's gonna be used.
One of them is broken.
Yeah, one of
them says you can search any spell.
Yeah. One of the synchros is broken. Like, that's why I feel like it's good for toolbots. Like, have the splash this on any deck that relies on synchro sits, and it's a synchro tuner, and it searches any spell that you want. So it makes sense. But I don't
any spell is, dude, that like deck lockdown, fissure, like
yeah, bro. It's
spellbound, like
no, it's definitely broken.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah,
any spell.
We've gone to the point that, you know, more Yu-Gi-Oh cards are just gonna be more and more broken as time goes by. It is what it is, bro. The new Tenpai support. They just announced Tenpai support. They only announced like 2 cards, the trap and the 2 or 3 cards they announced. They're broken going first. Like, it makes Tenpai good going first. Like, if they force you to go first, like, all right, cool, I got these cards, and I could just make you skip your own turn.
Plus Heat Wave.
plus Heat Wave.
Yeah, so now it's more consistency for you going like second, even though you were going first.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the new Tenpai support, broken as shit. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Other announcements I saw. I forgot what else. Oh, the Tachyon cards. They announced the Tachyon cards. Looks good for its own deck. I don't know if I'm gonna go ahead and buy Galaxy Eyes cards so I can play a little bit. That's something that Val will do. But to me, it's like I think I'm just gonna collect the card itself because the card looks dope. But I don't know. We'll see. That's as far as my knowledge to new support coming out, right? Is there anything that I'm missing?
On top of my head, no.
All right.
I think you covered most of it.
Sounds good. I mean,
but before we move on, I want to talk about George, the GOAT. You weren't near me on Saturday, but he was fighting someone with 2 deck lockdowns and I think like a summon limit or something. And he's going second, right? And then he just draws Lightning Storm. He top decks Lightning Storm.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I was just cracking up because the guy was like, he's like, okay, I'm just gonna put activate deck lockdown, and then he activated the second one, and then he had like the one face down. George is like, draw, and he's like,
hey yo, what the?
He's like, Lightning Storm, and I was like, that's crazy.
That's broken.
I was just cracking up so much. But then he went up against, and I think this is what you were trying to talk about, was he went up against the other Red Dragon Archfiend.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't understanding contact fusion. And I think they had to call like Chris and Travis and like everyone to try to explain it. Because it's like, George is not cheating. That's how the card works. It's like you just use any machine on the field and clockwork.
Yeah.
It makes everything a machine so he can, and it says the field, not your field. It was just like, it's just a contact fusion, and it was just funny because like the guy was not understanding it at all.
Like
I think they were getting heated.
Yeah, he was getting heated. I was like, dog, listen to the owner and the judge. Like they know what the fuck they're talking about. They're not gonna go ahead and cheat you out just because they're friends with George. No, that's just how it goes, you know. And anybody who's trying to understand what happened, so the game state was that he had cards in his side of the field, and George was playing Gold Second on Cyber Dragon OTK, and he had Clockwork Machine. I think that's the name of the spell. And if anybody who doesn't know what that card does, it basically reads that all monsters on the field become machine. And George's side of the field, all his machines gain a 500 attack power, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Something like that. But it doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that when he slaps that card on the field, all monsters become machine. Because he's playing Cyber Dragon, any Cyber Dragon that he has, he can automatically do a contact fusion. What is contact fusion? It means that you can fusion summon without having the requirements of polymerization or any fusion spell card or effect that allows you to, like, oh yeah, you need to the only way to fusion summon is by the effect of this specials of this effect, whatever spell or monster. Contact fusion means that I can just fusion summon as long as I have the requirements on the field. For example,
it's like the first link summoning.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the first link summoning before link summoning was a thing, you know?
The thing, yeah.
Yeah. Only in this case, Cyber Dragon has been known that most of their fusion monsters that does fusion summon can utilize both sides of the field. Like they can fusion summon their side and the opponent's side. The two cards that does that are both of them are Chimera Tech dragons. One of them was one of them is Fortress, and the other one I think it was Fleet. Fortress allows you to contact fusion from your side and your opponent's side if they have the necessary cards, and Fleet allows you to contact fusion if you have a monster in your extra deck. Doesn't have to be machine. It just needs to be a monster in the extra deck zone.
Yeah.
So you can fusion summon. So George, now everybody understands. George pulled out Chimera Tech Fortress, which contact fusions all his monsters, and George's one Cyber Dragon because you only need that one in order to pull that off. And the guy was not happy, and you had the entire store stopping on a hall and say, "Yo, no, it does work. It works because of this effect. Clockwork makes your monster's machine. Cyber Dragon, you don't have to activate or announce it. You could just pull out the card and say contact fusion, and that's it. You don't have a response. It's a fusioning mechanic. It's an inherent fusioning summoning. I guess you don't have to say you're activating this effect to special. Like, no, you could just do it. Just like Kashira. You don't have to announce that you're special summoning Kashira. No, you just slap Kashira, and then people are like, why you just slap a level set? Well, Kashira says, no monsters, special summon it. I don't have to announce if I'm doing it or not. No, just that's it. So that's where the confusion. But the guy was very adamant that this is wrong, and then we're like, no, it's not wrong. This is right. Unfortunately,
yeah.
This is right. Like you have to do it. It is legal. It is valid. And he didn't want to deal with it. We're like, all right, bro. Like I don't know what we could tell you though. Honestly,
I was like, come on, bro. We got the YCS Miami champion here, bro. Like,
yeah, bro. Like,
you got Travis here. Yeah,
you got Travis. You got Chris. You know, both judges and YCS champions. You know, like we're not here to bullshit anybody. You know, like and I get it that it might be a new concept for him, and he never heard of it, or he's never faced anybody who's ever done it, and it's understandable. Afterwards, he was like, "Wow, that's just brand new to me. I never knew there was such a thing." I was like, bro, same thing goes with Underworld Goddess. I don't have to tell you that I'm link climbing to Underworld Goddess. I just do it and say, oh yeah, I use this card as a material, and that's it.
Yeah.
It is what it is, you know?
I was trying to, because I know he's watched the anime, I was trying to tell him, like, bro, it's just like Jaden when he Neo-Spacian.
Oh, you're right.
I was trying to tell him that too. I'm like, bro, it's just like
Jaden
when you try to summon a Neo-Spacian. Like,
yo, that's the best description ever. Just remember GX?
He was not getting it. And I was like, I mean, I get it. Like you said, like if your first time seeing it, you're just like dumbfounded. You're just like, how is this a mechanic? Like you just fuse my whole board away without a card. Because it's like super poly, but without activating super poly. It's like,
right,
well, that's
exactly.
the gimmick.
And
the restriction is it has to be machines. So like typically it wouldn't work, but because George is playing Clockwork, it just makes everything machine, and now it's broken.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I would be upset as well. If I was in his position, I didn't know about it, I would be upset. But I would have not let it linger in, because if a judge comes over to me and tells me like, yeah, unfortunately this is how it goes, then I'll be bitter about it. But it's like, all right, whatever. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
I get it now. Like that sucks. All right. And I have done it when there's cards that I didn't know that the ruling goes like that. I just have to make sure this is right. Hey, judge, I want to make sure. Is this okay? Yeah. Oh, damn. All right, no problem. Thank you. Yeah, continue on. Because you also want to be like, okay, make sure that this guy's not cheating, even though we know George is not cheating. We're not saying that George is not cheating. No, but this is normal stuff that does happen in regionals and other places that some players are not familiar with all cards, and I cannot blame everybody. Like, you're not familiar with every single card. Like, Doug, it's 10,000 cards, over 10,000 cards of Yu-Gi-Oh! That are still active playing. I'm not here to expect for you to know. Like, if you're a newcomer, you don't know any of the cards, like the Inferno players are. Yeah, like you need to read and need to knowledge, and we had to teach you. Like, yeah, it goes this way. But that happens. It does happen a lot, and we just have to be patient sometimes and be like, hey, it is what it is. If you are not so sure, call the judge. The judge, But even so, a player needs to understand something. If the judge tells you that that's the ruling, don't argue with it. It is what it is. Yeah. Just go with it. That's the ruling, and that's that. And then later on, you can bitch about it on Facebook or Discord or anywhere. It's like, yo, is this true? Because, man, the judge said it was this, like that. I don't believe him, but you guys let me know. I got nothing to say. I understand the frustration of it. It's just...
Yeah. I mean, that's why George did it.
Yeah.
Because he said, I just want to wipe everyone's board and piss them off. And I was like, you got the result you wanted, bro.
Yeah, you definitely got the results you wanted. Yeah. Oh my God, that's hilarious. We're gonna move on to the next couple topics that we got. We're so excited. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys think about the state of Yu-Gi-Oh! Anybody is excited for the sneak peeks and whatnot. Banlist predictions. Let us know in the comments down below. Moving on. We're gonna be talking about a bunch of stuff that we got. Movie and TVs. Let's talk about. I don't know which one to talk about, bro. Which one do you want to go that you feel like we can knock this out?
Knock it out quickly, or you want? I think we should do Invincible because it just finished and it's the most relevant one.
I'm with you. All right, so let's talk about Invincible season 2 that we just finished the second part. Honestly, spoilers alert. Spoiler alert, guys, on Invincibles. 3, 2, 1, spoiler alert. Don't worry, guys. This section will be divided in chapters, so if you want to skip it, you can skip it. Anyways, Invincible season 2. I thought it was short. 8 fucking episodes. Yes. Like, you made us wait 3 months for these 3 episodes, and it wasn't like these were like the most pivotal episodes that we were dragging and longing and waiting for it to come out. Like, no, these were just like, all right, a continuation. We keep it moving, whatnot, and that's it. I was yearning for more. That's the thing about this season. I was yearning for more. Like, what's gonna happen? Where is this gonna go? And this and that. But all I got was just like, boop, quick, straight to the point. That's it. That's all she wrote. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? And they just ended the season. I thought there was gonna be 10 episodes on this season, because if you're gonna make me wait 3 months for 3 episodes, bro, you could have released that on February instead of waiting all the way to. When March? Was it that they released March? Yeah, it made no sense. They could have just released that on February. Made us wait 3 months for that bullshit. Not gonna say anything negative of the season, because the season wasn't bad. The show was good. It's great. I'm loving it. But again, 3 months for 3 episodes, and I feel like this season was kind of mid. It answered a few questions, but it was mid. It wasn't like, holy shit, like this is like make or break. This is gonna be a make or break. It was kind of mid. And I don't know. I guess like my favorite, if there's like a favorite episode or favorite battle scene, was the appearance of Anissa for the first time, which we all know who Anissa is. And those of you who don't know, go look at the comics and you'll know she's an evil bitch.
Or don't wait 6 years until that season comes out.
Yeah, or wait for another 6 years like we did, you know?
Yeah.
That's totally up to you. Totally up to yeah, that it shows like the strength of a Viltrumite, of how powerful they really are and how far Mark is as a half Viltrumite, and how far along he needs to train, or he needs to like unleash his strength more to fight the Viltrumite Empire, because he's way far ahead. He's like, nah, bro, he's never gonna last with any of, like, if he's ever gonna face any Viltrumites, like, nah, bro, it ain't it. I guess because I haven't seen the comic books, I guess like the biggest plot twist was that one of the alien race counselors happens to be a Viltrumite. And I'm like, what the fuck? Holy shit. No way. That's why he unplugged it, so that way he can regenerate that strength and have that Viltrumite strength? Damn. I was like, oh shit, shit just hit the fan. Now we're getting somewhere. But other than that, it's just, again, the season itself, if you put it as a whole, it was mid. It definitely shows like the growth that Mark is having, or is trying to have, and is trying to balance, you know, having the student and love life and be the superhero life. And you can see that character development throughout the season and see like, yeah, like, dude, you have to choose one or the other, unfortunately. If you don't have somebody that, as like his mom, that said that, you know, his father, that he's a superhero and that's what it is, then I have to get used to it. Yeah. And you're trying to do that work balance, ain't gonna work. And you can, and now you can, because now you have the entire Viltrumite Empire ready to dominate the Earth. So now you don't have time to bullshit. You have to train. You have to do shit. And that's my thoughts of the season. You know, I feel like waiting for 3 months for these episodes. Nah, bro. We could have kept it going in January, if anything. We could have had like a week or 2 week period of break and then kept it going in January. We'd have to wait until March for this shit. But that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts with this?
I agree with you. Pretty much mid-season. Like it was a mid-season, not mid-season break. I think what is happening is you haven't read the comics, but a lot of things are like shifting when they happen.
Oh, okay.
And it's because I think what's the author's name? Kirk?
Yeah, Robert Kirkman.
Robert something like that? Robert Kirkman. Yeah. Robert Kirkman. Yeah. So he's like, he wrote the comics. If you don't know, he also wrote Walking Dead, for the viewers that don't know. Oh, and he is also doing the show, and he's changing a lot of things. It's like, okay, this, you know, it happened here, and then it's blah, blah, blah. So I guess for like the things we've done so far, like the Reanimen, right? The robots from D.A. St. Clair, like that doesn't happen when he's still in high school. Like they don't visit the college.
Really?
Like when they enter college, that's when it happens. So that's something that like should have happened in this season, but they sped up the timeline for me, no other reason than to add drama to like Mark and Amber's like love story. And I'm like, I think like a lot of things got pushed to first season, and then this season's kind of like nothing really is happening. I think, if I remember correctly, when he comes back from meeting his dad, I think when the whole thing with the guy, Levy Armstrong, the guy with the big head, whatever, the portal guy, that's when he actually goes to Mars. Right. He doesn't go to Mars season 1. So it's like they push a lot of things to season 1. And I think now they're kind of like, what are we doing season 2? I think that's what's happening. Even the scene where Anissa, what's her name? Anissa. When Anissa comes in the comics, it's not when he's on a date with Amber. He actually is like, he came back from space and he's like, oh, I want to just like get lunch with my mom because I haven't talked to her forever. And then she comes down and threatens to kill his mom.
Oh,
it's not it's not Amber that he's threatening, that she is threatening. It's the mom. So like a lot of things are flipped. Like I said, like the Mars thing, the reanimate, even Robot becoming, human, whatever, that does not happen in that time. It's supposed to be happening like almost like season 2, if not season 3.
Oh shit.
So I think they just messed up bad, because I think this season just felt so like uneventful. Like, yeah, he went to the planet to meet his dad again, but it was like the build up to that was almost nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we come back after that, and it's like we build up to fight, Levy Armstrong, whatever his name is, and then that was kind of cool though. I don't know. You probably noticed like there's like the Spider-Man reference.
Yeah, I saw the Spider-Man.
There is a comic where they cross over, where like Invincible meets the Avenger. It's like a crossover event, but obviously like I don't think they got the rights to it for the show, so that's why they had that parody.
But yeah, and also the Fortnite gun. That's what everybody in the internet is saying. Like, holy shit, he went to Fortnite and grabbed one of the Fortnite guns to slap in. It was like the one gun that he brought from one of the porters and slapping over.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
and also he meets Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was straight from the comics too. Like they don't show Batman's face or anything. It's just like the cape, and then he's like same dialogue. It's like, oh, you're a man who dresses like a bat, and your name is, same thing, because he does the same thing to Spider-Man. He says like, you're a man who dresses like a spider, and you call yourself Spider-Man. So like he says the exact same thing to Batman, but with that, I thought the fight was cool, but I just felt they emphasize, or they push so much of the stuff to like added to Amber and Mark's relationship, and now it's just like season 2 just felt stale, because it's like all the big things that were supposed to happen should have happened in season 2.
Yeah, that you mentioned about it. Yeah, I feel like they show up too much of that, relationship between them. Because I get the part, that as a superhero, you can't have everything. Like it's almost physically, even to this day, a regular normal person, you can't have everything. You need to have a work-life balance. You need to have either this or this, but you can't have both. And then that's exactly what they were demonstrated. Yeah, they heavily emphasize a lot on that aspect of you can't have everything. I'm sorry, you can't have, you cannot be a regular child and go to college and have the love of your life, and do whatever you want and be a superhero at the same time, when you're the only superhero in the entire world that can defeat anybody. The only one.
Yeah.
So yeah, they show way too much of that and less action, everything else. I also didn't like that they killed most of the Guardians.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I also didn't like that they kill off the Guardians, but they didn't really kill off the Guardians. They just wounded them. And I was like, bro, that was such a slap in the face. I thought we got to the point like the stakes are high and shit can hit the fan real quick like that. When I saw when those two superhero women got killed in the most gruesome way, I was like, oh, fuck. But they come back to life the next episode with like, oh, yeah, this one's alive, managed to survive. And the other one, oh, yeah, she hit her body the whole time. I was like, oh, come on.
That's straight from the comics.
Oh, come on. You either killed them off or you don't. But don't give me this blue balls knowing the fact that, oh, yeah, they're going to come back alive again. Nobody dies. Like, come on. I thought this was like the first episode of Invincible where Nolan literally kills everybody. So I thought that was like, oh, okay, the stakes are like this. All right, good.
And again, I don't want to criticize Kirkman because I'm not a producer or anything, but like something happens with Duplicate, and I felt they could, like, when they reveal that she's still alive, something happens, and that's kind of the, like, it's not really cliffhanger because they didn't show you what's going to happen. But if you read the comics, it's like you should have just added that to season 2, because you added nothing else to season 2. Like there's a whole plot point about her that's kind of cool, and it's just like now it's season 3. Like if you read the comics, it's season 3, and it's like, well, you could have just done it. My bad. You could have just done it in season 2.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I just don't know what he's doing. Also, does he? When they fight the zombies,
Yeah.
Or when Mark goes fights a zombie, that's supposed to be the Walking Dead universe. Because again, he wrote the Walking Dead. So like in the comics, it's like the same drawing and every
now it made sense. Now I got the reference. Well, in that reference, like he could have just like stick at not having the zombies to talk because they were like, brain, I want meat. I was like, now that I know, I was like, damn. Should have kept it just.
He could have done it even more because like he owns the rights to Walking Dead. He could have just had Rick Grimes in like a flash buy or something, like something cool like that. But it's like, and then one thing I did find interesting, again, another weird time flip. But when he goes to the convention, that's something he does by himself in like early on in Invincible comics. But he did it season 2 as a date. Again, he did not have a date with Amber. He just went by himself because he's like, oh, I don't feel like myself anymore. Let me just go do something that like reminds me of being normal and not a superhero. But instead, they just turn that into a date.
Right.
But the whole dialogue about the guy talk about the animation and blah blah blah, that's kind of straight from the comics because he has something similar where he's talking about comic book writers, and then he kind of has like that meta commentary about like comic book writers. But then for this one, the meta commentary was about TV animation.
That's
because he was like, sometimes we do the panels and then blah blah blah, and nothing is moving, and then we can change the art, and no one is gonna complain. And so it's kind of like a bit of the same. So I like that they take time to add stuff from the comics like that. But I agree that this season just felt like uneventful because they just jam-packed season 1 with all the plot points, and then kind of just left season 2 with no real plot points other than like I re-meet my dad, and then the Viltrumites are going to check up on Earth once in a while. And then again, he fought Armstrong, Levi Armstrong.
Yeah, now that you mention it, when I put season 1 and 2 together and I look at it as a whole, it's like, a lot of things happen in season 1 that could have just expanded a lot more on the season 2. And in season 2, nothing really went down because everything was already explained, and we're just supposed to like pick it up for what happened the previous season. So I feel like they didn't do much, and I fear that season 3 will be something like that they're just trying to patch everything all and bundle up all into 8 episodes. So I feel like that's a lot of content and a lot of story that you're just putting it in a small in one season when you can actually take your time and divide it into seasons. And I feel like that's something that's pretty normal on TV and movie adaptation lately. If you don't have a good writing staff or a good animation or whatever, you have a good team that can, span some of this stuff much more thorough, this is exactly what you're gonna get. I've been noticing that been happening that a lot more lately, especially in the anime world. It's been happening a lot more, and it sucks because it's like, bro, like we're not trying to put everything all into one. Just give some breather, give some time. Give me that good character development that we all want. We don't want everything to be like that.
That we want. Keyword.
Yeah, exactly.
We want, because no one wanted Amber. No one. I can't tell you how many YouTube videos are like, why Amber is the most toxic person. Why Amber sucks. And it's like, and then the relationship doesn't even matter because as you saw in the last episode, they break up, and then Eve confesses her love to Mark, and it's like you put so much emphasis on relationship that like it's going to end, and the comic, the people that read the comic books already knew it was going to end. So we're just like, why are you emphasizing this so much?
Yeah,
it's going to end. It did end.
Yeah, and the whole time, like I knew that Mark and Eve were gonna end up eventually because I've had spoiler alert on my YouTube feeds. The whole time I was like, all right, when is it that these two are gonna break up? And you can tell the relationship between Mark and Eve, like, oh, there's definitely something in there. Like, there's some sparks. It's like, why the fuck is he with her? Like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, just hurry up and end it. And then I'm saying they just kept dragging it, and it's like, for what? Because they don't end up together. So again, it's just, they pushed everything to season 1 to push that relationship, and then season 2 just felt a bit boring.
You're making me feel interest on a relationship that I know it's gonna fail. Like the relationship was doomed to fail from the start. Like we knew this, because there were instances in season 1 that Mark has some interest with Eve, and Eve had interest with Mark. It was right there in the face. So you're making me care about their relationship from season 1 and 2. Like, really? Like, you shouldn't put, like, that's the emphasis of the season. I get the angle that you were trying to get, but it was poorly executed, in my opinion.
I agree.
I got nothing else to say about it other than, well, hopefully season 3 can be better.
And not take 3 years, like a literal 3 years. Like, it's not hyperbole. They took 3 years between season 1 and season 2.
For 8 fucking episodes.
Yeah.
Like, bro, Demon Slayer release a series every year. My Hero Academia releases a season every year. They have the resources. Amazon Prime has the resources. So don't tell me, oh, it's going to take me 3 years to do this. Like, what? No. Why? Why is it going to take you 3 years? Look at these guys. Look at the whole shit that happened with Jujutsu Kaisen and MAPPA Studios. Those motherfuckers were making an episode a week before its air. They were making it. They made it happen. It sucks. I mean, they were going over hours, and it's not that they abused these workers, but they made it happen. And the season was fucking fire. So if a guy like them, a studio like them, can make something like that happen, I don't know what's your fucking excuse with Amazon Prime. Like, you have Amazon Prime.
And they already have the story.
Exactly.
They don't have their storyboard every week. It's like they're like in a trap now because they move stuff around. Now they have to re-storyboard everything. It's like they didn't have to, like,
they could have just gone about exactly how the comics go. They could have at least make an issue per episode. How many issues are there? They're like 100 issues, right?
I think it's over 100. Like, I think close to 200. I might be wrong.
They could have 200 episodes. Like, this could be a thing that can milk for years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure what they did is that they cranked 50 issues into 8 episodes. There's no reason for you to do that. There is no reason to do that. Time is money, I guess. That's why we're doing this. Time is money. I don't have that much money to do an entire series in 200 episodes. Like, this could be a milking machine. Okay, what the fuck do I know? I'm not a producer, right? I'm not a writer. What the hell do I know?
And what's crazy is that there's other shows, I'm not going to name them, that people will tell you have to watch 400 episodes before it gets good. And
Casey
and they could have just done Invincible at 200. Yeah.
Again, I don't know what to say. What the heck do we know, huh? We're just a bunch of geeks that love the show, and we just wanted to see it. But what do we know? Let's move on to the next topic. Let's stick with the whole Amazon Prime thing, because the second disappointment was with Reacher season 2 that we haven't fully discussed it. So season 2 of Reacher, and when season 2 was about to start, the first episode, the main actor Alan Richardson, I believe that's his name, announced that they renew for a season 3 because Reacher became such a hit on Amazon Prime, which I'm happy for them because we both loved Reacher. Reacher was amazing on the first season. The first season was just like, wow, amazing storyline, plot, everything. That was just like, okay, good. Season 2, I was expecting something of that caliber, and it kind of went more of some people say that was good. Others say it's bad. I'm just gonna admit in the middle. I'm just gonna stick that it was a mid. It had its cool moments, and the fact that, oh, by the way, spoilers, guys. Spoiler alert. 3, 2, 1. Spoiler alert. Reacher season 2. It had its moments. The fighting scenes were actually pretty good. I feel like some of the plot was dragging too much. It was like trying to okay, get to the next point. Get to the next point. It became like a cat and mouse situation, and then the one of the antagonists was nowhere near what was going on with Richard and his team, and it wasn't until like the few last seasons that's when they were like, oh, connecting the dots with one with the other. I feel like, really, and I don't know, like it's sad. I like the flashbacks Flashbacks give it like a little bit of like, okay, a little bit of character as to why the team is the way they is. I don't know why they gave a love scene to Reacher. Like the guy like humps every woman on every season, bro. I don't understand. It's like if that's part of the contract, I was like, golly, that awesome, okay. Because at the end of the season, they he still doesn't end up with the girl. Even though the girl's like, come with me or come stay, it'd be like, I need to move on. It's like, move on for what? What are you doing? What is it that you're trying to do? What is your goal? What is your purpose? See, I feel like that's something that I didn't saw in this season. Season 1, I saw there was a purpose. Season 2, it was more of a vengeance. That's not a purpose. It's more of a vengeance. We need to show them who their boss and stop what's going on. I didn't feel like what was Rich's goal. What is he trying to go? Because season 1, it shows that he's just trying to accomplish, the promise he made with his mom and his brother, and travel around and blah blah blah. And this season is like, okay, what are you trying to accomplish? What is your promise? What is it that you're trying to get to? Like at the end of it, that's it. I don't see you. So what the fuck am I supposed to expect on season 3? Like the whole team's gonna come back again, or just Reacher's friend, the one I keep forgetting her name, the black lady. That's like the OP sniper. Like she's like OP good. Again, I don't know what to expect on season 3, honestly, because season 1 was amazing. Season 2 was just mid at best. Even though it was cool, they brought like, the whole team and whatnot, but I still feel like there was still stuff missing around it. That's my thoughts about it. What are your thoughts?
I agree. I think the plot was a bit weaker than the season 1 plot, but I think some of the action scenes were better. Yeah. I liked when they brought back I forgot his name. The
lieutenant,
cop
the cop.
Yeah, from Margrave.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool when they had him pretend to or be like CIA or FBI. Like, oh, like I caught you with the cocaine and blah blah blah. I thought that was really cool that's how they brought him back, even if it was just for like a 2-minute thing. And it was kind of cool that he was like, if he was in the military, he would have been part of like our team or blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. I just call him Margrave because that's
the cop from Margrave,
I thought that was cool, but I kind of agree. It's like I felt like this plot was not as good as season 1's plot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say with the Reacher series. I mean, it's good that we brought it on and talk about it a little bit because there's just a few good moments out of it, and they announced season 3. I think that's what it was. I got so hyped for the second season because they said that they announced season 3 when season 2 was about to release its episode. And I get my hype letter went up because it's like, holy shit, it's gonna be that good. If season 1 was good and they just announced that they just renew a third season, then holy shit, that it had to be like second season, it has to be this good. Like it has to be like holy shit. And then when you go about it, it's like, like really? You hyped me up for a third season, and based on what you did on the first season, you hyped me up way too much. For what we got, I don't know. That's my thoughts. That's where I am. So I don't know what to expect with season 3 at all. Yeah. Now that I saw that they overhyped me on that one, now I'm just gonna keep it very low on my expectations.
I mean, I'm still gonna watch it. I don't think it's a bad series. Like,
no, it's not. It's not a bad series.
It was fun to watch. I'll say that.
No, definitely, it was fun to watch. I'm not saying that the series itself is bad. It's just like the hypeness was way too much than what it should be, And I just hope that, when we get to a season 3, it doesn't kill the show. Because anybody who's watched anything from Amazon Prime, if you guys remember Jack Ryan, Tom Clancy's, season 1 was phenomenal. The season 1 of Jack Ryan was phenomenal. And season 2, I feel like season 2, they leveled up. That was like, holy shit, this went up, above and beyond. When it hit season 3, it died for me. Like it just died out. That the plot itself was just bad. And then when you get to the last final season, it was just more like, oh, it got released? Oh, I didn't even know about it. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I'll watch it when I watch it. And when I watch it, I was like, yeah, it's exactly how I expected it was gonna end. There's like no excitement behind it, That's what it was, So I feel I'm afraid that that's how it's gonna be with the Reacher series, and I hope that Amazon Prime don't fuck it up like they did with Jack Ryan. Like if I feel like the season itself, second season was mid at its best, I hope that they don't fuck it up with season 3, and they should be like season 3 has to be like way better than season 2, and getting to that meeting expectations of season 1. That's how I feel it should be, and even below season 2, then I feel like that's it. That's where the series ends. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it to the end, but it still is like give me some of that juiciness that made me want to watch your series. That's my thoughts.
I think I'm aligned with you. Everything you said, I feel.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys think about, Invincible season 2 and Reacher season 2. What are your thoughts about it? You think that the next season 3s of these two shows will it make or break the series? Let me know in the comments down below. Moving on to the next topic, a movie review. We got this amazing movie,
Well, before we move on from Amazon.
Yeah, is there something on Amazon that I totally forgot?
Well, yeah, Gen V.
Oh, fuck. Yes, before we move on, rest in peace to one of the actors of Gen V. Do you have his name up?
I think I can quickly get it. While I'm looking it up, I'll say that I think they announced that they were supposed to start filming today.
And it got pushed back.
It got pushed back indefinitely. Yeah. Chance Perdomo.
Yes. Rest in peace to that actor, Chance Perdomo. I knew about that actor from the Sabrina the Teenage Witch series in Netflix. He played as Sabrina's cousin. But he was good. He was very good. He had that British accent. I didn't know if he was British or not. Was he British?
I'm not sure.
Then I don't know. If he wasn't British, I don't know why he gave the British accent on the Sabrina show. Because he gave that. But kudos for him because he pulled it off. He fooled me. And in this show, and then he acted on Gen V. He was a very pivotal character on Gen V, and he was pretty good. And I liked it. He did his job, I don't know much about Gen V in the comics. I don't know if that character per se is important to the story. If it is,
I'm not sure about the Gen V cast.
Yeah, that I like
in the comics.
I rest in peace. It's sad that the way he passed away, like the way it was all a motorcycle accident, the way I heard about it. So it kind of sucked, man. Like he was young, man. He was 27 years old. He had his whole life ahead of him. Gen V was going to be his ticket. Like Gen V was going to be the one that's going to open his doors for a lot of roles. Because he was definitely good on Gen V. And I was expecting him for more stuff coming in the next season of Gen V. But now that happened, it sucks. My thoughts and prayers to the family. I know they're grieving, and as well as the Gen V family, because I'm pretty sure they work with the guy, they hang around the guy, and the fact that a pivotal character in their storyline is no longer going to be there, it's going to feel awkward and different when they decide to start filming the next season. I don't know when. It's indefinite right now because they're giving time. They're not just giving time for everybody to mourn, but they're also giving time for the writers and the filmmakers and all the producers. Okay, what are we going to do now with the plot for this season? Like, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? Now that a pivotal character of ours passed away, what's going to happen to said character? What's going to happen? Are we going to kill him off permanently and that's it? Or we're just going to move on? Or are we going to replace him? I can see both ways happen because it can happen. They could just say that, they're all like the way they ended the season is that they're all trapped under Vought, one of Vaught's laboratory. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna be testing them, doing test stuff on them. You can say one of the tests it killed the guy off screen.
Yeah,
that's why everybody's mourning. Everybody wants to get the fuck out there, and they'll do whatever it takes to mourn him and to like say for him and for him only, Or The other way is that one of their experiments, it forced his character to change appearance, and
Yeah.
now his appearance look like this, and this is the actor that's gonna portray. It can go either way, but I feel like that's exactly what's happening right now with the studio. They're trying to figure out what to move forward with Gen V. Now that The Boys season 4, right? Season 4?
Yes.
Season 4. Okay. Season 4 is coming up in June. Like it's set for June. So
I think they announced today that they finished everything.
was season 4.
Yeah, like all the editing, everything is done. They're just waiting to release it soon.
Oh yeah. No.
It was announced, I think, like this morning.
They have, and they don't have enough time. People are saying like, of course they have enough time. It's like, no, not really, because season 4 they've been filming since last year, right? Yeah, and if they're expect to release the Boys spin-off series or Gen V season 2, they're expect to release it next year, and that can cost them money for not releasing it. So right now they're like trying to process what's gonna happen, and hopefully like in a month or two, that's when they're gonna say, hey, we're gonna resume filming, and we already make the decision, and this is the decision that we're gonna go. Whatever the decision is, I hope that it's a good decision that would not kill the franchise itself. Like not the franchise of Gen V. I hope that it doesn't affect them at all. It's just gonna continue lingers on. I guess that's my thoughts about it. Rest in peace, the guy. Your thoughts? Anything that you want to say?
No, just rest in peace. It sucked that happened. Like you said, he was about to probably launch his career pretty big, and it just got taken away.
Yeah, it sucks that stuff like this happen. And I'm pretty sure he was a good person. Good people. It sucks that it happens to good people. Why can't this happen to bad people that we know in the world? Those are the ones that need to suffer, not good people like him. But well, rest in peace, guys. Rest in peace to Chad Perdomino. Chaz Perdomino. Sorry, guys. Sorry that I butchered it. Yeah, guys, let us know in the comments down below. Let's move on to the last two topics that we gotta talk about, and we can wrap this up. Godzilla and Kong movie, the 4th installment of the Godzilla verse. We both saw it. I'm eager to hear your thoughts about it.
So I watched Godzilla versus Kong right before I went to the theater because I mentioned like I haven't watched it. I felt that this one was better than the versus one.
Why? Because there's more kaiju battles and then more and less human interaction.
Yeah,
that's how I felt.
I just feel like the world building was just better, maybe because of the kaiju battle and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the movie itself was definitely better. I feel it was a great movie. I liked how they quote unquote ended the MonsterVerse. So we don't know if there's gonna be another one. There might be another one, but I feel like they should just end it there because it ended on a nice subtle ending. Knowing that, oh yeah, the world's run by kaijus and we gotta deal with it. Like there's nothing else to do. I did enjoy a lot the fact that I was able to see more of the kaiju battle and less of the drama that's happening with the humans, and how we're like, oh, we gotta do this and save Khan and whatnot and other bullshit. I finally understood why Godzilla was pink.
Yes.
We
spoilers again.
Spoilers again. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Spoiler alert. The reason why Godzilla was pink is because Godzilla felt like there was another threat that was coming to Earth. And Godzilla needed to prepare himself for that threat. So he had to go to places where there's enough radiation so he can absorb the radiation and hibernate for a little bit. So once he hibernates, he has enough strength that he can go nuclear against the next threat. He didn't know which is the next threat. He just knew that there was a threat that's happening, And that's why he was pink, because he absorbed one of the titans or kaiju's, Tiamat, that emits radiations. I was gonna say gamma radiations. I was like, no, that's not the Hulk.
That would have been green.
Yeah, exactly. It emits radiation, and Godzilla needed to kill and absorb the kaiju's power, so he can hibernate that power. So whenever he goes against the next threat, he could just go nuclear. And we know this because what happened to Godzilla versus Ghidorah. Ghidorah was just too OP for Godzilla to handle. Godzilla couldn't handle by himself. And when he realized that, oh shit, nuclear bombs, nuclear wastelands, nuclear stuff, radiation gives me power to overcome these OP monsters. Okay, that's exactly what I need to do. When there's a threat like that level, I need to be filled with a lot of gamma. Gamma, fuck. A lot of radiation, so I can beat it. And that's the reason why he was pink. Which was like it's a good explanation. First I was just hating it because it's like, is this his new look? But no, it's just a temporary look. A lot of people in the internet was saying, oh my God, Godzilla went Kaioken. I'm like,
Nani? Bruh.
Well, when they explain it, they're like, oh my God, his power is times 10. It's like, Kaioken times 10.
Yeah, Kaioken times 10. But I thought Kaioken was was reddish color, not pinkish like Godzilla. But okay, I didn't hate it much. I liked it. It was good. I guess a small explanation as to like, yeah, Godzilla has its territory. Don't fuck with Godzilla. Khan has its territory. Don't fuck with Khan. If Khan ever decides to go to Godzilla's territory, Godzilla will immediately know right away, which is like has its own fucking sixth sense, which is weird. But I liked that there was a lot of kaiju battles. It wasn't just all the time Khan and his enemies. And no, Godzilla demonstrate other kaijus like Tiamat and the spider one as well. And the crab, I believe there was a crab one, like a kraken like. I forgot. I know I saw it just recently. But yeah, it's good that we saw other kaijus in the midst. And it kind of reminiscence to the old original Japanese Godzilla movies when there's like a bunch of kaijus and less human interactions. That's exactly what we should have had in the first couple of Godzilla movies. But there was just too much, human drama so that to put on the plot when we could have just we could have just literally had just Godzilla fight. Everybody will be happy. I don't know why we had to put actors. But I guess to sell the movie and whatnot, I guess. Even though some of these actors were not like, oh my God, they're A-listed actors and actresses. We need to see this movie. Like, no, they're like B-list, if anything. They're not like that big of a deal. But it was a great movie. I liked it. And I liked how it just ended there. I don't want more. I'm okay with that. Wait another 20 years for another reboot or something or a remake. What are your thoughts?
I definitely like this movie more than the last one, like I said. I did like the kaiju battles. That did a bit confuse me though, because in the Versus one, they kind of explained that like on the rest of the planet, like there's only two kaijus left. It was Godzilla and Kong. And then in this movie, they're just like, there's like 30 random kaijus on Earth now. It's like, I'm like, but I thought you literally explained that they killed all of them. Now these two are the only two remaining. So then I'm just like,
kind of confused.
Yeah, right? They kind of backtracked a bit. But regardless, like I did like the battle. I did like when he went against Tiamat and then charged up. I thought that was really cool.
Bro, the WWE reference was hilarious when Khan and Godzilla had their little fight. That was hilarious. I was like, bro, you did not pull this from WWE. And Godzilla just went and rock bottomed the guy. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell? Oh my god! And all of a sudden, Mothra comes back again. I was like, "What the hell? I thought Mothra was dead."
Hey yo, what the
No, she came back. The powers of the old civilization. Or powers of the old civilization. It's like, oh, okay, the power of bullshit, of plot convenience, the power of plot convenience. Mothra comes back alive.
Something I always like laugh about these movies, even with the Godzilla Zero one.
Oh, G minus.
Is that how these? Yeah, minus zero. I'm like, yo, how these people not dying from cancer? Because like this dude is radiating the air.
Wait a minute.
Stop.
Something ain't right.
Even at the end of the movie, where like you know how they started the ice cloud on top,
Yeah,
and then Godzilla's like, let me just breathe straight up into the air to stop the ice. I'm like, are you not radiating everyone on Earth now? Like, like I understand. It's just funny because sometimes they like respect that he's, you know, radiation. Like in that one scene when he's at the power plant, they're like, oh my God, the Geiger counter is going off. We need to run. And then other times they just like walk up to him. Like, who cares if you have radiation? Like, I don't need offspring, Mike. You know, you just killed my reproduction system. Who cares?
But you have a fair point. Like Godzilla is known to be a walking, talking nuclear tank. The fact that you're near his presence, you have a chance of radiation, you know, or have radiation. I mean, we saw him on the nuclear blast when he was on the water. The water was just boiling at his presence.
Yeah,
because there was
all the fishes. Yeah. That's why I'm like, when he's sleeping in Rome, I'm like, Europe is cooked, literally cooked in radiation.
Sure,
when he goes to sleep in the Colosseum.
Forget about Chernobyl. We have Godzilla to worry about. This is nothing.
Yeah, when I watch it, my friend, he's like, "Yo, he just breathed into the air, into the cloud." I'm like, he just gave planet Earth cancer. He just radiated the entire atmosphere. Like, what is this? Like, I understand. It look cool. You know, it makes sense how to counter the ice, but I'm just like, if you really think about it, he just radiated everyone.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. So you're absolutely right. I don't know if they explained that in the old original Godzilla movies. I had to rewatch it or have somebody in the comments down below to tell me more. But yeah, that's kind of wild. The fact that, you know, Godzilla is a nuclear radiation walking, talking tank. And how is it nobody's dead of radiation or have like something with it? Like, no, it's just, we know it's there, but we're like,
yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes they respect it and sometimes they don't. They just, it's just like when they want the plot to be funny, they respect it. Right. If not, it's just, I just radiated Earth. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? Oh, yeah.
I really enjoyed this movie.
It was definitely a good movie. If I have to give it a rating, I'll give it a good 8.5 out of 10. It was definitely right up there. Maybe a 9. It was definitely right there. Replay value
8.5.
8.5. Yeah. Replay value, it has its own replay value, but it's more of like, if I'm really a fan, I'll watch it again when it comes out. But I'm not like that desperate enough that I need to watch it again. You know, it definitely has its replay value. 8.5 out of 10. It sounds nice. It sounds fair just to give it. And it's just because it gave us what we wanted. Kaiju battles. That's all we asked for. And we didn't care much about the story, the human story. I feel like the human story didn't add up too much to the battle, but I could be wrong. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys think about the movie. If you watched it, do you think it was overrated? It was underrated? It was good? It was right there? It's where you need to expect it. Let us know in the comments down below. Moving on to the last topic. Joker Part 2, a Dooley Dutz movie trailer got released. Which is like, it was very interesting. Because when I try to watch the trailer this morning on my phone, it asked me, "Hey, are you like age wise to watch this trailer?" I'm like, "The fuck are you talking about? Of course I am. I'm signing into my YouTube account. I'm over 21. The fuck is this shit? Yes. Now I want to see it. The hell?" And I look at the trailer and I was like, okay, which part was the part that I was like, it's rated R? or for already
Mhm.
and for mature. Like I'm trying to see like, okay, which was the part that was like, yeah, you need to confirm, because I didn't saw that. But on top of that little thing, the trailer, it looked pretty decent to me. It looked pretty decent. I feel like, yeah, this is gonna be like a legit part two of the first Joker movie. Like there's some shots and scenes that I feel like, oh yeah, this is gonna be just like in the first Joker, where he's gonna be imagining things of things how it run, and in reality, it's this way. I think the part that I don't like that it's been demonstrated a lot in the Joker is that there's gonna be a lot more of that musical theme, a lot of my dancing and whatnot. I think like I'm totally against that. Like I don't really need to see that, and I feel like those are like the parts that I want to skip in the movie. You have the power for it. Like we all know, he's delusional. He's crazy. Like this was explained in the first movie. I don't think I need to know that in the second movie of it, you know. But I guess this is like, oh yeah, but remember Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is crazy too, so we had to show her delusional shit and whatnot. Which in the movie it shows that she's a patient and not a doctor. Interesting take, because we all know Harley Quinn's character. She started as a psychiatrist or psychologist treating Arkham patients, and her first patient was the Joker, and that's how she like got more involved with the Joker. It seems like they're not going for that route; they're going for a different route, and it just shows like, oh yeah, she's a patient, and she goes to the Joker. It's like, yeah, I'm just like you. I'm that crazy, so I feel you. I understand your pain. Let's do this together. That's how it feels. So I don't know. It's a good thing that they didn't show too much, but they show enough that I'm like, I don't need to see other trailers because I'm confused as it is. I don't need to be more confused with what's gonna happen. So that's
well, to be fair, this universe is a bit different, right? Because like Bruce Wayne is still a little kid, and the Joker's like
an adult,
middle-aged adult. So it's like it's already the non-conventional Batman universe.
Right.
So I can see why they're like, okay, we'll do a different take on Harley Quinn too.
Fair enough. I just feel, I don't know. I just don't know what to expect. The trailer show enough for me to like, okay, keep my expectations low again, because my expectations to the first Joker movie was low, and they pull it off. And my expectations was like amazing. And I'm trying to keep my expectations low as well for this one, because the trailer shows me enough that worries me. Like I said, it looked to have a lot of that musical theme aspect, and I don't like that, because if I want to see a Joker musical, I will fucking see a Joker musical. I don't need to see it on this movie, you know?
Yeah.
And if I feel like the musical parts are skippable parts that doesn't really need to be linger, it could be just something you imagine, then yeah, I'm just afraid of watching the movie. What are your thoughts?
It's very like off-brand. And that may or may not be a good thing, because I do know that like a lot of people are complaining that like there's superhero fatigue right now, or comic book fatigue. And it's like maybe their take is like, okay, we'll do a musical then. But then it's like you can never appease every fan, right? Because it's like everyone's complaining they're tired of comic book movies, and then like let's do a musical. And then you have some people are like, oh my god, I'm not gonna watch it. I hate musicals. And it's like, well, which one is it? Are you fatigued? Are you getting mad because they tried something new?
Right.
I'm so, like I said, I'm gonna watch it. I don't know how the musical is gonna like if it's gonna add or take away. I honestly don't know. But I did like the first movie. Yeah. So I'm hoping like they can like live up to what they did.
Yeah, no, the expectations of the first movie was low, and when I saw it, it was just like phenomenal. It was like I can see like this movie winning awards and shit, because the movie was phenomenal. So I guess like I'm trying not to get that same expectations with this second movie, because they as soon as they announced like, oh yeah, Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. Nothing against Lady Gaga. She's phenomenal as a music talent. As an actress, I can only judge her for the short, like the American Horror Story series that she appeared, and on the Bradley Cooper movie that she appeared. I can only judge her for based on that. So there's not that much to judge. So I don't know how she's gonna actually perform herself as Harley Quinn. And about the whole superhero fatigue, I agree. There could be superhero fatigue, but the reason why there is, it's because there hasn't been a good script on a superhero. Like it's everything pre Avengers. All the majority of the movies, even on the bad ones, the majority of the movies had a good script and a good movie. And if everything past Avengers Endgame, it was just like hit or miss. But Joker, I feel like Joker was different because, like you said, they're taking a different approach, and that's how they took that different approach with the first movie. So in the second movie, also like there hasn't been like an actual villain movie like Joker, and I would not count Venom because Venom is an anti-hero.
Anti-hero, yeah.
Yeah. Venom wants to kill Spider-Man in the comics and whatnot, but time to time he helps Spider-Man. And he doesn't kill anybody other than Spider-Man. Like he doesn't care about the other villains. If the villains are in the way, he will kill off the villains if he have. Like he's more of that anti-hero. So I don't know any other villain that has portrayed like the Joker that has its own series or it has its own movie. So this is
we're about to get Penguin, bro.
I have my mixed feelings with Penguin, honestly, because Joker is definitely a villain that a lot of people are asked because Joker is synonymously known throughout the world what Joker is, and the many versions of Joker. Penguin, Penguin is one of the top arch nemesis of Batman in the Batman series, but there's not that much of appeal as to like Two-Face or Scarecrow or Bane or Ra's al Ghul. You know, those are interesting villains, just like the Joker in that category. You can put Victor Freeze and Poison Ivy. Victor Freeze has an interesting backstory as to why he's a villain. He's not a villain because he wants to be a villain. He's a villain because he's trying to save his dying wife. That's a great story to talk about, you know? Deathstroke, he's just a hired killer, but he's still like known on everywhere because everybody watched Teen Titans when they grew up. Everybody knows Slade Wilson. Slade. That's Deathstroke one right there. And they throw him back in the Arrowverse. In the Arrowverse, he was such a great character, great villain. And they throw him into the Snyderverse universe. And it did portray that small piece that he was. It did portray good, but it kind of wished more for it. So these are all characters. It's like, okay, I would like to see their appearance. I would like to see them on the screen. Penguin is not an appealing villain like these others that I mentioned. I could be wrong. I can probably see the Penguin series and it would be amazing, and then see the Joker and it would be a flop, or vice versa, or both are great in their own perspective.
Or both flop.
Or both flop. You're right. Damn it. There's always that last one.
Yeah, there's always that last,
But that's how I feel about it, you know? Any final thoughts before we close it up?
No, I'm definitely going to watch it. I like the first one. I'm going to give you the second one a chance.
All right. Sounds good. I'm going to watch it. Absolutely. I can't wait when it comes out in the theaters. We'll see if it meets expectation. My expectations are pretty low right now. So if it does meet my low expectations, that it did good, but we'll see how it goes. Based on the trailer, I cannot say much. other than like, I'm just hoping that it's good. I'm just hoping, nothing less than that. But yeah, guys, let us know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts about it? You guys excited for the movie? You're not? Let me know in the comments down below. We're gonna wrap this up here. Yeah, bro. Like, thank you so much for coming over. Before we wrap this up, bro, plug yourself out. Let the people know where they can follow you and expect you for more content.
YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Mike Phoenix Hero. I just dropped a new video with my friend Lulu. We talked about him last week.
Yeah.
I did a hero deck profile, so you want to check that out. And again, I always post like unboxings and deck profiles, so give me a like and follow.
Absolutely, follow him, guys. Mike Phoenix Hero is the G, man. Thank you so much for coming over, bro. As always, thank you guys for tuning in, and don't forget to like and subscribe and click the bell for notification for your weekly episodes here at youtube.com/AWGC podcast or A Wolf in Geek's Clothing. You can check that out. All the episodes are out for free. You can also check the audio versions at Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts at Lone Wolf Podcast, Wolves and Music, and or A Wolf in Geek's Clothing. You can check that out. They're all for free, guys. So comment down below. Let me hear your thoughts. Share your experiences. If you guys got a specific topic that you want us to cover, please let us know in the comments down below. We'll do our best to talk about it on the next episode. So, guys, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. All right? Peace.